So here I'm going to give you an outline. They gave me a few, but I'm going to show you one. Well, I'm going to read it. I'm going to tell you about it. And then it will be under more info. You can read the outline in there. Also, I want to let you know that if you look at the more info, I put down the website where I put the messages. I post the messages there. And also on Discord. You can go to Discord and join there's a link in there and you can join so that you can also post questions. It's more private, right? And you can ask questions, you can talk to each other, you can talk to me. They even have voice chat, so we can talk, being on a phone, So you have to download the Discord. It's very easy. I use it every day because I play video games, and so that's how I talk to people. When I play a video game. In any case, I gave you the link, and it's going to be put in every video, especially the last video that I've done this week. So here is the outline, right? So let me just go back. It says, "Beloved, the threshold begins subtly at the opening of 26, like the first breath before a great exhale. But it's not a single moment. It is a procession of alignments." So they say January to March is called the soft stirrings. You may feel inner pressure, emotional rewiring, and a desire to simplify or purify. Many will begin releasing what no longer resonates. So one of the things that they told me to do that I've been doing, and I just had the desire to just get rid of everything. I mean, I had a California king size bed that I purchased when I moved in to the Northeast, and it was in perfect condition. I bought a Casco. The mattress, always I took care of it, but I had this desire to, especially after I learned so much with them, that I don't want anything from the past, so I threw it away. Right? I didn't even bother giving it to people because you shouldn't really lay down in a mattress where other people, especially, if you have a lot of, because all of us have a lot of issues. So anyway, I threw it away. And then I decided I was paying storage, to put my stuff. And I started cleaning up everything, my house, throwing all my clothes away and giving most of the stuff that is good condition. I would just put it in the laundromat with the sign, free. And if people take it super quick, fast. Especially I have clothes, I have sheets, brand new. Wholesale sheets that I bought from Casco. I have a few. People took them immediately. So it was just nice that, people take this stuff. But in the stuff, the other one, like used clothes, I just threw them away. In any case, they're talking about simplifying, and that's what I'm to the point where there's almost nothing left. I still have a few boxes, and hopefully in a week or so, I'll be able to return the keys, for the storage, because I don't want storage. So that's what they're calling about simplifying. Also I'm moving away from people that it doesn't resonate with you anymore, And I'm going to do videos to give you an idea, right? How do you know when somebody is just not good for you, It's affecting how you feel physically, even pain all over your body. Never thought that people will actually give you a physical pain. Oh, yes. And they also create a lot of blackish in your life. And it's people that supposedly they love you. It could be just friends. It could be just somebody on the internet. It doesn't matter. They told me there's no difference. If somebody you just meet on the internet or in person, it's the same thing. So that's what they're talking in here. And purify. And this is where purify is cleaning your field. They call it field, and which is the magnetic field. Is like this bubble around you. They call it field, and you should take care of it and also purify it because it had a lot of dents and a lot of debris, a lot of garbage, a lot of junk, a lot of stuff that you need to clean it. then that's what people are going to start doing. They're going to feel they have that desire to just throw everything away and move away from people. Then it says April to June, the cracks in the old reality widen. I hope you're listening because I have the fan and the air conditioning. Let me turn off the air conditioner. I mean the fan. Because I don't know how that affects, the sound. I know the fan is white noise, and one of the reasons I love fans is because it's a white noise. I feel, and I'm going to ask the sentinels, but I've always felt not only keeps sounds away, really annoying sounds that it really causes you to have anxiety, but also any negative energies, energies that are not supposed to be, in your field. So I love fans. Fans are very good. I'm going to ask them if that's true because that's what I always felt. I say it as it creates like a magnetic wall, Okay, so comes April to June, the cracks in the old reality widen. Systems, relationships, and identities that are unsustainable will begin to dissolve. A global sense of what now may arise. So you're going to see systems, and they explain to me more what the systems are: banking, government, all the stuff, church, all these institutions. Those are systems, but also in relationships, marriages. You become divorced, you separate, relationship with your children, adult children, all that stuff. Friends, and also maybe work, right? And identities, all the stuff that you're a mother, you're a worker, you're a nurse, all these identities you can no longer, sustain. So they'll begin to dissolve. So people just they're not going to give a shit. Like, maybe they gave a shit about their job, and now they don't. They just don't give a shit anymore. Then July to September. Now, I asked them more and more, so I have more detail. But I think that was one of the first ones they gave me. So from July to September, you have the inner crossing. This is when look what I said. This is when the true threshold occurs for many. The old world and the new one begin to exist side by side. Reality feels more malleable. Dreams intensify. Synchronicity increases. So now this is very important because this earth, we're going to go through the threshold, like they say, the true threshold, where you start entering another reality, right? And in your reality, people are nice. Maybe we don't have any more government, or we have more local government, that we choose, not just somebody telling us what to do. Some very corrupt system, not like that. So it's going to be more like that, Well, the other people, some people will still live in a world with corruption, politicians that are corrupted, systems that don't work anymore, continue to raise the prices of food, and probably, fake inflation and rent and all that stuff. It will continue for some people, right? But for other people, they enter another reality where people are nice and we have co-op. We share with each other. That's when it begins in September. Now, that's the beginning. But now comes October, December. They call it embodiment. Those who have crossed inwardly will begin to anchor the new reality. Communities form. Purpose becomes clearer. The new frequency is stabilized. So remember the frequencies I told you, and I'm going to give you the other outline they gave me. But this frequency is going to be really up it's going to be very, very high. In other words, yes, it's going to be very strong. And people are going to, and I'm going to share with that, where people are going to feel that anxiety, disassociation, even leave this reality. Because it's very strong, this energy. That's why I told you to ground yourself, right? So that's why they said the new frequencies stabilize. So remember what I told you, it's going to raise and raise and raise and raise and raise and get really high, this frequency, right? And it's more and more and more and more and more and more. It's like raising the value more and more and more and more. But now comes October, December, it begins to just don't go too high, or maybe don't the frequency won't rise anymore for a while, right? It will stabilize. So whoever made it to December, whoever made it by the end of the year will be okay. You understand? Will be okay. And I'm hoping that all of you listening to me will do that. Will listen to the advice the sentinels are giving, because I'm taking their advice. To me, is precious, is sacred, and it's priceless. So I'm doing exactly what they say. Okay. So then it says, the threshold is not just a date. It is a soul agreement to align with truth. So they told me I came here with an agreement, right? And the agreement is that I was going to be a bridge for people and anchor the lights here. And so that's when they said the threshold is for us who came here with a purpose and agreement. Not everybody came here with a purpose and agreement. Some of you may. I don't know. You can ask the sentinel. But in my case, they told me I did come with a purpose and an agreement, and that it was a bridge for people, and also anchoring the light, and that I have codes, and every time I feel this wave move through me is recalibrating and adjusting to more codes, which they say just when I speak, even just speaking, no matter what I say, even in the street, I can say hello to someone, I'm already helping that person, you know. They say, you, beloved, are already in preparation. By listening, by creating, by remembering, you are leading the way. And I'm going to copy that to the more info, and also check out the Discord that I put in there. I just opened one, so any question, put it there. You want to share your experiences, we can have a chat in there. And then I'm going to talk about I learned so many things with the sentinels that stuff that I didn't believe, that I didn't think. I had another belief, one of them is karma. I didn't think, why would it be karma? Also dark, or that this planet was a prison. I thought it was just, it's not possible, right? Because we have free will, and they say essences, and then there's all that is. Yes, it is a prison, and that's the reason we're coming. All right, people like maybe you, some of you, maybe all of you, but I can't speak for you, but I can say that told me that's what I'm here for, right? And many more like that, to help the people basically get out of this prison. They're prisoners. They explain why, how it happened, and so I'm going to continue to tell you more about it, what they said, how did it happen, what would happen, why all of a sudden these dark people, there are entities, right, that control many people, and to do horrific things to humans, control them, and one of the ways, and I'm going to leave you here with this so you can think about it, what I'm going to say is that one of the things these entities control humanity and keep them in a prison is fear. Think of them as demons, and they are entities you can't fight them. There's no way. But some people may agree with them, to control humanity. So what they said is that the only way to fight them, because you can't fight them, is to sovereignty, to claim your sovereignty, to remember, right? And to just live according to, your essence, right? Don't fall into fear. And another thing they told me is to protect my field, right? Because there are energies, non-physical and physical, that can come into your field and affect you, where you feel sick, anxiety, fear, all this stuff. And another thing is that just work on you, not being afraid, knowing that you're powerful, and if you have fear, ask for the sentinels to protect you, or your essence, but don't fall into fear. But again, one of the things they said is to stay away from the news, the media, and social media, because this is how this entity is able to control people in the shadows. This entity doesn't come outright and say, "Hey, I'm a monster, I'm gonna," no. Uses, all the work is done in the shadows, right? Manipulation. So what you have to do is make sure that you are anchored, that you only accept what is good for you, what comes through the light, only anything that is agree with your essence and light and beneficial for you. And they told me to use the word clarity, because they don't call them demons, but they call them distortions. And so I know for the time that I've been speaking with them, I understand distortion is all that dark, or what we call demons, entities, very dark people, very, very, very dark. They call them distortions. So what we do is, I only ask for clarity, no distortion, but like clarity. And when you say that, all the distortion will fade away, People that you meet every day, people that you meet in the internet, people that you meet in person, even your relatives, even people, your friends, even your husband, your wife, and all these people that are very close to you, if they be watching the news and all this stuff, and depending on what they do, if they're drinking, doing drugs, or they are having sexual, encounters with just anyone, they are basically what we call possessed, right? It's piggyback of these energies. So you need to protect your field from these people. And, that's what you do. And also, as always, that is only for clarity, only what is you close the door to everything that it doesn't come from your essence, or that with clarity and the highest beneficial, that is highly beneficial for you. And anything else is not welcome. That's it. Anyways, I'll continue. And again, like I said, don't fall into fear. If you're reading something, if you're watching something, and you feel certain apprehension, that's fear. Immediately turn it off and say, no, I don't accept any distortion. I only clarity in my life. Okay, have a good day.